This is Unit 1, Lesson 3, Operators. I will apologize right now. I am sick, so I'm going to try not to cough through this lesson. Okay, so this entire lesson is about the different operators and how we use them in Swift. The equal operator we've already talked about. This is an operator that assigns values, or it reassigns a value to a variable or assigns a value to a constant. And remember, with a constant, we can't reassign values to it. So once you say let something equals, you can't change the value later on in your program. Basic arithmetic, plus, minus, we use the asterisk and the forward slash. Forward slash is for division. So let's see here. You can also use the value of other variables. So when I create a variable, I can assign it a I can assign it two variables that are added, multiplied, or some kind of arithmetic operation is happening over here. And then here we have my score equals my score plus 3. You always have to have the variable that you're assigning to on the left-hand side. So you can't flip this around. You can't say my score plus 3 equals my score. The variable you're assigning to has to always be on the left-hand side. Okay, we always want to use double, the data type double, for decimal point precision, and double values for decimal point precision. So for example, if I say let total distance equals 3.9, automatically the compiler will define total distance as a double. This variable will automatically be defined as a double. So when I subtract this 2, this variable will also be, the remaining distance will also be defined as a variable. So we're going to get a 2.7. I don't know if I said that right. It will also be defined as a double. All of these will be defined as a double automatically. Okay, so here's some basic arithmetic. Now here we have let x equals 51. Because 51 is a whole number, x will be defined as an integer. Y will be defined as an integer. So when you divide 51 by 4, integer by integer, x is going to be assigned and will be defined as an integer and assigned an integer. So you're not going to get the decimal. 51 divided by 4 is 12 point something. You're just going to get a whole number, 12, which might be what you want. You might want to truncate. It doesn't round up. It just truncates your decimal numbers. So if you actually want to see the decimal numbers, the 0.75, again, it doesn't round up, it just truncates the 0.75, then you've got to make these double. You have to tell the compiler, hey, I want x to be a double and y to be a double. So if I divide a double by a double, z will automatically be defined as a double. And this is exactly how Java works. if you have played with Java before. Compound statements. So this is where we combine an assignment statement with an arithmetic statement. So instead of saying my score equals my score plus 3, we can do shortcut my score plus equals 3. This is the same way. This actually came from C++, and many languages allow you to combine the arithmetic with the assignment. It's just a little shortcut to make things faster. Order of operation. This is the same order as you learned in math. So first, the order will first do anything that's in parentheses, or the compiler will do anything that's in parentheses first. The second thing that it will do is the multiplication and division. It doesn't matter which one comes first. So if division comes first, it will do that one first. And then third, it'll do addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction have the same priority, so whichever one comes first will be evaluated first. So here we're first going to evaluate the multiplication sign. So we'll first multiply y times z, which is 15, and then we're going to add 2, which is 17, and it prints 17. Here, because I have parentheses, I'm going to add x plus y first. So x is 2, y is 3, that's 5, and then 5 times 5 is 25. You need to make sure you know order of operation. Okay, numeric type conversion. The compiler is gonna check that you're not converting numbers like from integer or double to integer, and it will give you an error if you try to do so. So here we have let x equals 3. So automatically x is going to be defined as an integer. Y is going to be defined as a double. And now we're trying to add the integer and the double together, and we're going to get an error. So this is an integer, this is a double. When this happens, it causes confusion to the compiler because it doesn't know if you want pi to be a double or an integer. You've given that 2 different data types. So you need to then decide if you want this to be double, the 3, then you have to say colon double. You have to tell the compiler that you want the 3 to be a double, or you could just type in 3.0, and then it will be treated as a double. Oh, and our third option is that you put double in front of x. So what we're doing here is we're converting x to a double. No matter what x is, we'll convert it to a double before we add it to y. And now it makes the compiler happy. You've got 2 doubles. It's not confused. So this here is called type conversion. You can do the same thing to y. You can convert y to an integer. Okay, so let's take a look at your lab. This is Unit 1, Lab 3. I'm asking that you submit this file. When you finish the lab, upload this file. And if you will add your name to the file name, that will make things a lot easier for me. Okay, let's just go through some of these together. So it says you decide to build a shed and want to know beforehand the area of your yard that it will take up. Create 2 constants, width and height. Okay, so let's do that first. We're going to create 2 constants. So remember that constants use let, and one of them is called width, And then one is called height. HEIGHT. Okay, now it says we're going to assign the values 10 and 20. Okay, so I'm going to assign this one a 10, and I'm going to assign this one a 20. And it says create an area constant that is the result of multiplying the two previous constants together and print the result. So first it says create. Since it says to create this constant, then I'm actually going to have to say let result equals. So it says let result equals width plus height. I'm sorry, width times height. The area of a rectangle is the width times the height. And then it's telling me to print the result. Print result. Okay, notice I'm not seeing anything here. It's just my compiler's taking a little, or Playgrounds is taking a little bit longer on this particular machine. But I do see a number down here where my play button is. So if I click play, all of a sudden, by magic, it shows me my code over here. I think this has to do with my machine being slow, but it could be happening to you also. Just remember that you have the play button down here. So over here I see that 10 is assigned to width, 20 is assigned to height. My result is 200 and I print or display 200 to the screen. Let's see here. Now remember, these are constants and these are not variables. So I can't change the value of these later on. So it says you decide that you'll divide your shed into 2 rooms. You want to know if dividing it equally will leave enough room for some of your large storage items. Create a room area constant. So I'm creating a whole new number, so that's okay. And then here I'm creating a new constant called perimeter. Now, typically, the only thing that you ever want to set as a constant is something that doesn't change or doesn't change often. For example, pi, the value of pi never changes. Things like the sales tax, it changes, but it doesn't change yearly or monthly or hourly or weekly. Sometimes it's years and years before that sales tax changes. You can make constants things like the name of something, maybe a company name. Like we said, the sales tax, the, maybe it's something like your birthday or social security number. Things are not going to change. And then all that you need to remember with this particular chapter is that the most important thing, it has to do with the doubles and the integers. So sometimes you do want to truncate a double, and if you want to truncate a double, then I'm just going to type something here. This is not what the assignment wants you to do, but I'm just going to give you an example. Like if I say let num equal 100.3, and I decided, oh, I want to truncate num. So to truncate num, I would say I could do print, and I could print int num. Okay, it's not letting me do that. Let's see here. Let's just assign it to a different constant. So let num2 equal there we go. Okay, I just misspelled integer, or I didn't capitalize it correctly. So so we have let num2 equals int num. So here what we've done, if you look on the right hand side, we've just truncated the 0.3. So at some point in your program you may want to do that for some reason or another, and so you would do the typecasting, which is something new and different that you may not have seen before. Okay, please email me if you have any questions, and good luck with the lab.